Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little inspiration and motivation per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what the universe wanted from us. And it's with that magic that we were able to look down at our birth charts to see exactly where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're gonna get into a very major transit within our universe that is happening right now, and that is Pluto in Aquarius. I'm sure that you guys have been feeling the shift and you feel like something big is on the precipice of happening, and that shift is due to Pluto going into Aquarius. Now, I made a video around this topic. It's amusing, you know. I wanted you guys to really understand what we could be experiencing as a whole, as a generation, as a society come January 2024. You may have felt this shift happen earlier in the year and within the past 2 years, but it's really going to solidify and crystallize itself to be what we know our world to be by January 2024. And if you really want to know what to look out for and what to expect in that time frame, go ahead and tap that video. I'll link it in the description box below or somewhere attached to this video. I'll link it, but it is a very dramatic shift. And you know, I've been getting a lot of readings, a lot of birth chart readings, and everyone has been asking me, like, you know, they feel this shift coming on. And that shift, that Pluto in Aquarius, is going to be happening for each of us just in a different area of our lives. And so I wanted to make this video for all of my signs out there who are feeling this shift. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you where exactly in your birth chart you could be experiencing these shifts, all right? Because this is a very monumentous time, and life as we know it, the world as we know it, people as we know it are going to be changed forever. So go to that video and really dive deep, get the information of what this energy is, and then come back to this video and relate it to where it'll be for you in your birth chart, all right? So we're gonna start off with my Aries risings. Now, my Aries risings, you are gonna be feeling this in your 11th house of fame, of your public sector, of the communities that you align yourself with, the organizations that you are attached to, and your dreams and wishes, and also your monetary gains, all right? For the past 30 years, Pluto had been in Capricorn in your 10th house of your career, of your destiny, of what you wanted to achieve and the reputation that you wanted to achieve within the world, okay? And you very well may have, with this Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto in Capricorn, sorry, in the 10th house, you very well could have made a mark on the world, or made a mark in your community, or within your career, or within your industry. It also would have left a mark on you because this is very intense energy. You probably had a very tough go within your career. A lot of energy was put into your career. A lot of transformation was put into your career, and it was just a very intense time. And so you are coming to the end of that very intense time career-wise, and it is now moving into your 11th house of your dreams and wishes. And if my intuition is correct, I'm feeling like you may have done what you needed to do in your career, and now come January 2024, you could expect promotions, you could expect the work that you've done to be recognized by the public at large, okay? Or you could be taking up a bigger role within your organization that not only helps you influence people under you, but again, helps the world at large, because this is a very public sector house, the 11th house, all right? And when Pluto is going into the 11th house of Aquarius, it's really gonna mean that you are bringing something to the table for society. You know, you are gonna be leading the charge of what we as a society should be learning or healing from or moving towards. You know, you could have a great invention, or you could have been working on something for the past few years that has been really intense, but it is now coming to a close and a succession, and it is now time for you to bring that thing to the world and for us to receive it, and for you, by you giving it to us, or by the hard work of what you have been working on, you receive promotions, you receive the money that you've always wanted, the life you've always wanted, all right? Because this is the house of money, your dreams and wishes, and the public sector, all right? So this is a really good placement for you and a very transformative placement for you. And if you have been dreaming of something in your life, no matter what it may be, whether it be success, fame, comfort, a relationship, with Pluto moving into your 11th house of Aquarius, this could be very well the time where you receive it, okay? This could be the time where all of the fruits of your labor are now harvested and being granted to you. So congratulations with this placement, and yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay, so now moving on to my Taurus risings. Now my Taurus risings have been feeling this shift go from their 9th house to their 10th house, okay? Now the 9th house is the house of your father. It could be the house of your philosophy, of your college education. This could be of your foreign travels and your deep values within yourself that you are cultivating within yourself, you know, your philosophies, what you feel, your college education, and your luck. This is your luck house, okay? And so you could have been very, very lucky within the past few years. You could have been in college, you could have been studying something that is very near and dear and true to you, okay? And you may have traveled a lot, and now and this could have been a very intense time for that. You could have had a very intense college experience. You could have had a very intense relationship with your father. You could have lost your father. Your relationship with your father could have been very transformative within this time, but at the very same time, you could have received a lot of luck within the past few years, okay? And through this luck and this exploration within your life, you have cultivated newfound ideas and newfound growths about what you feel the world is and how you relate to it and what your philosophies are from that, okay? So with that being said, through that transformation that you have had from the 9th house of Pluto being in your 9th house of Capricorn and really solidifying those lessons from that 9th house of philosophy, of travel, of college education, you could be now taking those teachings and that philosophy and that travel, and now you are being asked to bring that knowledge to your career, to the status that you want to achieve in the world. This could very well be the knowledge that you've learned and that you've discovered out in the world or out in college. You now apply it to the career you've always wanted, okay? And this could be a very good time for you to have a very big reputation within society through the career that you go into, okay? So if you are someone that has been in college, okay, if you have been learning and learning, this gives me the energy of someone who has been in college and now they are ready to take on the world and bring this new subject to their career, all right? Now, I will warn you, you will be a powerhouse in your career and you will be seen as someone that is a little bit of a rebel, all right? And you're gonna just have to own that. You're gonna have to own that you are a unique individual. You're gonna have unique philosophies and a unique way of being in your career, or your career itself is gonna require you to be unique or come at it in a very unconventional manner. Now, I know that may be hard for you coming from the 9th house of Capricorn where it was so rigid and you may have had to learn these philosophies that were no room for interpretation, or there's no room for experimentation. But within your career, you will either be a force for that, you will either be fighting for that, or what you bring to the table will be something that is seen as avant-garde or unique or technologically driven, something that shakes the industry, okay? And you will be a part of that, okay? You will have a very intense career. Your career will transform you in these coming years. This is a 30-year transit, okay? So it's not going anywhere and it's not gonna happen immediately, but you could also be feeling this energy already. You could already be someone that is feeling like, okay, it's go time. You know, Pluto peaked itself into Aquarius earlier this year, and as a society we have all been feeling these things, but for you, you could have felt like maybe you got you really became more aware of what you want to do in the world, all right? And you are now putting the energy to becoming that which you have dreamed of being within your career, all right? And with this energy, you very well, damn well better buckle up, because it's gonna transform you, it's gonna transform the industry that you walk into, and your life will be changed forever, but you will gain notoriety. This is a very good placement for fame or someone who is very technologically driven, you're going to have a lot of influence within your career, and much power comes with much responsibility, okay? Because although this sounds great, it's still going to require a lot out of you. It's going to require a lot out of you, and you are going to be transformed because of it, all right? Now, moving on to my Gemini risings. Now, my Gemini risings, you guys will be having this very dramatic and life-shifting generational transit go from your 8th house of your psychological dealings, your occult subjects and studies, your joint partnerships, and your deep relationships and sex, and it will be going into your 9th house of philosophy and maybe college education, your father, and your faraway travels, and your intrinsic values and what you believe about the world, all right? What you believe about God, what you personally believe about philosophy and theology and religion and those subjects, okay? Now, with that being said, let's go to your 8th house. With Pluto being in your 8th house, Gemini risings, I want to say that you for the last 30 years have probably been someone that there has been a lot of psychological transformation and turmoil, and just there has been a lot of cerebral energy, okay? You could have been someone that wanted a lot of control within your sexual life and who you let in. There could have been a lot of values that you have been struggling against. There could have been a lot of things that you have been taught that have made you be very restricted within your sexual nature, okay? You could have been somebody that is very, very closed off when it comes to opening yourself up on a deep, deep level. You are someone as a Gemini rising that is very, very social, okay? You are someone that is able to talk with the best of them, but the minute that someone tries to really sit and talk with you, you get what I'm saying? If they really want to know you, you're like, oh, gotta go, see ya, all right, gotta go get the information from somewhere else, gotta go get stimulated. And so this energy, although it is good in a psychological manner, on a more substantial level, it's been hard for you to connect with others, all right? And this is due to Pluto being in Capricorn. You could be wildly sexual. This is the thing. You could have been wildly sexual. You could have had an intense craving for bedroom pleasures and things like that, but to open your heart and your soul to someone else has proven very difficult for you, all right? Whether it be because you want to have the control or power games, or you use sex to hold that over people so you can get them to do what they want, or buy you what you want, or get you what you want, or get you where you want to be. But for people to know you, it's been very difficult. You may know a lot of people, but it's been hard for you to open up. And so with this energy, with Pluto in Capricorn in 8th house, this could have been very psychologically transforming for you, all right? You could have lost some people, all right, in life. You could have really lost, like, you could be dealing with death, you could be dealing with inheritances, you could be dealing with the loss of something, and this energy could have been very, very, very psychologically testing for you. And there's been a great transformation within your mind frame and within your soul. And as Pluto is moving out of this house, you could feel almost like a more lightness about you, right? You could be feeling a little bit more of a rebellion in what you value in this life. Although it comes with some lightness, you could now be feeling, with Pluto going into Aquarius in the 9th house, that it's time for you to explore what's more out there for you. You could be breaking away from the old patterns that you have put yourself in, and you probably may have learned the lessons that you needed to learn within this time frame of Pluto being in the 8th house. But I would really, really say that this is a time for you to explore, all right? You're going to be venturing out. You're going to be discovering what more is out there for you in the world and within philosophy, and what you hold true to you and what's important to you. This could be a very lucky time for you, okay? So if you have been feeling a time where you want to expand your life and you want to seek what's more and broaden your horizons, this is a very big time for that, all right? You could be shifting into a very new and big part of your life that you've always wanted to do, but maybe you didn't have the courage to do it. Maybe you didn't have the courage to set out on your own and find yourself in a new city or a new state or a new town and reside there. You could be moving, you know, or traveling a lot, or learning a lot. This could be even for my people who are going to college. You know, you could be getting accepted into the college of your dreams at this time. But this is a very good lucky placement for anyone who is setting out to expand their lives, to expand not only their livelihood, but the knowledge and how they relate to the world, okay, and how they fit in it, and what their philosophies and what their personal values are, okay? So I'm wishing you all the best, my Gemini risings. Now my Cancer risings. My Cancer risings will be having this very dramatic Pluto into Aquarius shift happening in their 7th house of relationships and into your 8th house of joint finances, occult sciences and studies and subjects, and sex, okay? This is also for like psychology and the undercurrent themes of life, all right? Sex, what is it? Magic, astrology, occult sciences and studies, joint finances and resources, inheritances, you know, all those very taboo subjects that the 8th house holds, all right? And Pluto will be moving into that house. Now before we go into what that means for you next year in January 2024, let's revisit what you probably could have been experiencing with Capricorn ruling this time with Pluto in Capricorn, okay? So for the past, for the past few years, you could have been really trying to solidify your business relationships, all right? You could have been trying to excel in your career. You could have been trying to prove yourself to an industry or prove yourself to really just yourself as far as like becoming successful or gaining success or solidifying business partnerships, all right? This could have been a very, very dramatic and intense time of work. You could have been working so hard. This gives me the energy of business partners venturing out to like make this business a success, and you could have very well achieved that within this time frame of what you've experienced. But now with this, and this could also be a marriage as well. You could have been in a marriage, you could be in a marriage where you've had to really work in that marriage. There's been a lot of servitude within that marriage, you know, and when I say marriage, I mean romantic and I mean business wise, okay? You could have been when it regards to you and someone else, you could have been working really hard to either make these things come true, solidify these business opportunities or those romantic ventures. And even when those things are signed on the dotted line, you found that there was a lot of work to maintain it, work to excel in it, work to make it a success, all right? And this could have transformed your life. You could have been transformed by the business partnerships that you were a part of. You could have been transformed by the marriage that you were a part of, and you could have very well been a part of very, very powerful companies and very, very powerful industries, all right? You could have also been a part of a very powerful marriage, all right? Again, whether romantic or business, you could have just been a part of a very powerful union, and you could have been working to try to make it work, all right? Now, whether it's a success or not will be ultimately up to you, but know that it was work. And so you could have been feeling when Pluto dipped itself into Aquarius earlier this year, you could have been feeling like, okay, it's time to break free from this union. It's time to see what more is out there, or it's time to come at this a different approach. Maybe I can do the same thing that I've always been doing, but doing it in a way that is not sacrificing your peace or your emotional stock in it, because it could have been a very emotional time for you, a very emotionally stifling and constricting time for you, all right? Because your mind was so about the bag and about the business that you could have suffered tremendously emotionally, all right? And you probably weren't even able to express those things or let those things be known. But now, when Pluto dipped itself into Aquarius, you could have gotten this spark of like, okay, I think it's time for me to move on. I think it's time for me to do something different. I think it's time for me to take my value and maybe use it in a different way, all right? Maybe you were trying to go into business for yourself. Maybe you were coming up with a new idea within business that you want to bring to the table within society or for society or to people. And with Pluto now going into Aquarius in 2024, what you could be experiencing now is a time where you could be receiving great gains from other people's resources. You could be receiving gains from a divorce, right? Like I said, when that Pluto hit Aquarius earlier this year, you could have been like, you know what, I want a divorce. I'm done with this, I'm breaking off. You could be receiving severance packages. You could be receiving a divorce where money is coming to you. And if you are still in a relationship, maybe you are getting more notoriety within that career and more promotions, but know that money is coming to you, inheritance is coming to you, whether it be from the relationship or the business partnerships that you are in, but you could be receiving money and inheritance, and you could also be a little bit more sexual at this time. You could be opening up in your sexual nature. A lot of this energy is gonna make you very psychic, very ready to play in the bedroom. You know, you're gonna be someone that could be going into and honing your already innate emotional faculties. You could be using that psychological thing that you have, that psychic gift that you have, to the world. You know, you could be using that gift that you have and bringing it to the world, all right, to heal, to transform others, to transform society. But no, you may get sudden gains at this time. You may get sudden inheritance at this time. You will be someone that has a lot of power during this time because Pluto is going into its home house, all right? Pluto is going into its home sign. So really, you're gonna be someone that is very adept in the mystical arts, in astrology, in psychology, receiving inheritances, receiving other people's resources, and you could very well make a lot of money by bringing something to the table to society, offering it as a tool of healing or an idea or a technology, and receiving gains from the world at large, all right? Because Aquarius is a humanity-driven sign. So with you doing this, bringing this to the table, this could very well be you going into business and you offering something to society and you getting gains from that, all right? Or it could be you breaking away from a job, a relationship, a marriage, getting a divorce package or an inheritance or money from that job to help you establish yourself and your business, and you then bringing what you bring to the table, all right, to the world and moving forward with your life. But yeah, this is a very cool placement and a very dramatic time for you, my Cancer risings. I really do wish you all the best, all right? Also, this could have been a very big time for sex for you, all right? Sex is a big thing. I know it's been hard for you to open up emotionally because with Aquarius being in your 8th house, but know that this is a time that if you want to open up, if you want to find a new partner, if you want to be in love and have that love that you've always dreamed of as far as opening up, you will have that because there's going to be a transformation around how you've always dealt with sex, and the way you've dealt with opening up has probably been very restricted for you, all right? You've probably been extremely restricted, but this could be a time where those things become lighter and the universe brings someone into your life that you can really bond with, all right? And it'll be a very powerful and transformative time. All right, Cancer risings. Y'all have a great day. Bye. Now, so for my Virgo risings are going to be having this very dramatic generational shift happening in their 5th house of their creativity and their children and their dating life. Okay, and it's going into their 6th house of your day-to-day routines, of the service and work that you give to the world at large, okay? You could be having this very dramatic shift when it comes to what you need to do for the service that you give and the work that you want to give in the world and your respective day-to-day routines, okay? You could become a powerhouse. But before we go ahead and really get into what you will be experiencing with Pluto into Aquarius come January 2024, let's go ahead and revisit what you could have been experiencing, okay? For you could have been experiencing, with 5th house in Capricorn, you could be someone that has really been a powerhouse and at making your hobby into a career, okay? You could have also been someone that has been very stifled when it comes to the relationships that you want to attract or that you want to be a part of, all right? You have been probably a very big powerhouse when it comes to work. If it's about work, you've been A1, all right? If it's about work, you have had a great way of aligning your hobbies and your work life and aligning those things together and possibly bringing your creative vision through that, all right? Being a creative person through your career has been very, very beneficial for you, for my Virgo risings, all right? But when it comes to love, you could have been very stifled, very restricted in this area. And this will be changing for you because Pluto will now be leaving this house and going into your 6th house, all right? This energy of transformation, of exploration, of freedom will now make you someone within your day-to-day that attains a lot of freedom. You will be coming at your day-to-day schedules and routines, your diet, your fitness in a very unconventional way. You may have to deal with the public at large as a part of the service that you give come January 2024. You could be taking your job or your service to the next level. You could be bringing that thing that you've always wanted to bring to society to the next level, okay? You are gonna be a powerhouse when it comes to waking up, going to the gym, eating right, staying on top of your health and your fitness, and your overall health is gonna be on lock. You are gonna be a powerhouse in all those all-around subjects. So my Virgo risings, you guys are gonna be somebody not to play with when it comes to bringing your vision alive within the workplace, all right? Or within the career that you wanna be a part of, all right? Because you are gonna be on it. If you were, listen, as a Virgo rising, your Pluto is going into a Virgo house, meaning you're gonna be the Virgo of all Virgos. If people thought that you were someone that was a little OCD before, oh, they're gonna think you're OCD now. If they thought that you were someone that wasn't striving for perfection before, oh, they better watch out now because you are going to be a literal powerhouse when it comes to Virgoic subjects, all right? And you're gonna use your power to bring something to the world, to bring something to humanity, all right? And it's gonna be rare, it's gonna be very cool. And I'm very excited for you guys, all right? So if you have that dream, if you've been wanting that consistent diet or that consistent fitness routine, or you've been trying to find your way and navigate your way within your career, this is gonna be a very, very big and successful time for that. And you will become you will master these subjects within your life. You could write a book on how to get up, how to run your business, how to stay consistent within your career, your fitness, and your health. You could write a book on this at this time, come January 2024. It's gonna be solidified, it's gonna be a part of you, and also enemies better watch out. If there are any enemies within your workplace, or any ops as they call them, because the 6th house is the house of open enemies, you may attract a lot of powerful enemies, but at the same time, you will have what you need to defeat them, okay? So this is gonna be a very transformative time when it comes to your overall day-to-day routines, your schedules, your health and your fitness, and the work you give and the service you give to the world, all right? You could have an idea of what you wanna do, and it will be successful during this time. And this transit is for the next 30 years, so don't even worry. It's not like a fly-by-night transit. This is gonna be who you are for the next 30 years, all right? This is where your focus is gonna be for the next 30 years, and you are going to conquer this area of life. So I'm really excited for you, my Virgo risings. Y'all do with this energy what you may, and I'm wishing you the best, all right? Bye. Okay, so for my Libra risings are gonna be having this shift, this very dramatic generational shift of Pluto and Aquarius going from their 4th house to their 5th house, all right? Now, the 4th house is all about home and family and the mother and your private life, all right? Who you are when you clock out of work and you go home and you sit on your couch and you do nothing. That's the 4th house, all right? It's also the mother, your inner emotions. This is the 4th house. And with the 4th house being in Capricorn, you could have, for the past few years, been someone that was really dealing with those subjects, all right? You could have had a very intense and transformative private life. You could have moved a lot, or you could be dealing with the mother a lot at this time for a Libra rising, all right? There could have been a very dramatic shift as far as where you ultimately end up in your life. Where do you end up as far as like home-wise? There's a lot of karma. There could have been a lot of karma of you feeling safe at home, all right? What is the home that you have always wanted and feeling safe in that? There could have been a big shift in your life as far as moving into adulthood or solidifying a home, because for you, there's a lot of karma around your 4th house. There's a lot of work when it comes to feeling safe at home and working for a stable home environment, all right? And so with this dramatic shift of your Pluto going into the 5th house of your fun, of your dating, of your creativity, you could very well be, this could be a very big time for you to date. This could be a very big time for you to really be putting yourself out there, all right? I would suspect though, with the Capricorn Pluto in the 4th house, that you probably have achieved what you've always wanted to achieve, which is finding the home that is for you. If you are on the right track and you are aligned and there are no other planets really, or negative placements or negative planets, you could have very well achieved success within you finding the stable home environment that you've always wanted. And now that you have found that stable environment, now Pluto is asking for you to add a little fun to your life, all right? Now life is gonna say, let's give you a partner. Let's have you focus on your creative subjects and your creative willings and dealings, all right? You're gonna be someone that in the next few years, this is a generational shift. This is gonna be what your life is gonna be. You could be doing something very creative. You could be putting yourself out there in the world. You could be really someone that is focusing on harnessing what their creative world looks like and what that also looks like in relation to the world, and bringing that to the table out in the world. You are going to be someone that if people want to call up and go out, let's go out. You are going to be someone that is just wanting to have fun, wanting to date, wanting to have romance, and you will get it. You may attract very transformational, powerful plutonic partners, not platonic, plutonic, okay, like Pluto. And this is going to mean that these partners that you attract are going to be very, very different, all right? Very different and very transformative. If you have been wanting to date or you've been seeking to date, this could be a very big time for it, but be warned that these people will have a plutonic flair to them, all right? They will change your life. They will be people who are a tad bit mysterious and a little bit aloof, but it won't be anything that you aren't willing to deal with, okay? If you learn the lesson from your 4th house of what you needed to learn, of how to be solid on the inside and be solid within who you are emotionally, you will be well equipped with the lessons that you've learned to deal with these characters that come to you and try to play games or try to be a little too aloof. I think that you will have the tools to attract the appropriate partners with this energy, all right? The evolved version of these plutonic, powerful, influential figures who want an unconventional relationship. I think you will have the tools to navigate in a successful and healthy way with the lessons that you've learned from the past 30 years, all right? With Pluto being in Capricorn in your 4th house, all right? So again, very big time for dating, very big time for fun. Your life will transform as far as you bringing something to the table for society. You may come up with something that you want to showcase or that you want to, bring to the table. It could be a relationship, it can be an idea, it can be anything that you've been cultivating. I see a lot of my Libra risings bringing, really diving deep into their creative side, all right? A hobby. I have a friend who is a Libra rising, and earlier this year when Pluto went into Aquarius a little bit, all of a sudden she wanted to play the piano. And so now in her home that she has fought for, that she has, you know, really karmically found herself being okay alone in, she is now adding music and the piano and learning how to play the piano within her home. So this could be, you could probably relate with things like that, all right? Now, moving forward to my Scorpio risings, all right? Now, my Scorpio risings, you guys are the transformers of the transformers, and with your home ruling planet, okay, this is your planet. Pluto going into Aquarius is gonna affect you the most. It's gonna affect you the most. It really is, because this is your planet. This is your idol. This is your planet moving through the zodiac and doing what it's doing. And this is a generational planet, all right? So it's already transformative for everyone else, but for you, especially my Scorpio risings, this is gonna be something that is very, very life-changing for you. And for the past few years, you had Pluto in Capricorn in the 3rd house, meaning that within your mind, you had a lot of karma to work out within your mind, within your psychological dealings, all right? Within your speech, within your voice, within your relation to your siblings, all right? There could have been a lot of energy, a lot of tumultuous energy, a lot of karmic energy, responsibility with your siblings. You could have been taking care of your siblings. You could have been arguing with your siblings. There could just been a lot of work when it comes to your siblings and the environments that you find yourself in, okay? You could have been working for the, you know, you could be, this gives me the energy of someone who is like on neighborhood watch, or someone who's been working in their community or for their community, all right? Because the 3rd house is all about the neighborhood that you find yourself in. But if not, you could have just had a lot of work to do within your home and within your neighborhood, all right? Like you have found yourself confined to your home and to your neighborhood, and there's a lot of work around that. And this could have also been very psychologically transformative for you, for good or for bad, all right? But what I do know is that it gave you a lot of lessons. It gave you a lot of values that you have now cultivated. And you probably became successful within trying to wrangle in all of these themes of work with your siblings, or taking care of your siblings, or the fighting with your siblings, you know, like, and within your mind as well, you could have also become successful in dealing with communicating to become successful, all right? I'm sure with you as a Scorpio, with the Scorpio rising, you've had a lot of karma with what you say, all right? What you say holds weight, and what you don't say holds weight, all right? You are someone that has been really karmically tied to your communication and your sociability, all right? Whenever you interact or don't interact, there's a lesson there. There's a karmic lesson to be found there. There is karma to be dished out and to be gained from you dealing and talking, all right? And you could have become very successful. Things have played out for the better with Pluto and Capricorn in this area, all right? You may have had a lot of power within the sibling dynamic in this time of your life. You could have had a lot of power when it comes to you creating deals or striking deals or becoming successful through the words that you speak, all right? You could have been someone that speaks in your career or is a writer, right? And you found success within that, but it could have been a very tumultuous time mentally, all right? Although success was being given and granted to you, this has been a time where things were really psychologically testing for you, okay? And it was very transformative for you. But now, as this energy is moving out of your 3rd house and into your 4th house, you will now be figuring out how you feel. You know, you're gonna be all about self-care and how you feel, and being safe and finding that safe haven, and self-care is gonna be very important to you. There could be changes around your relationship with your mother. Your mother, I want you to, you know, I hate always saying, I don't want to say things like this, but for the sake of just knowledge out there, I have to say it, because these could be possibilities that we could find or see out there in the world, you know, and this doesn't have to apply to you, and I'm not wishing bad on you at all, but this could be a time where you may lose the mother, you know, the mom may pass, okay? With Pluto moving into the 4th house, there could be a lot of changes around the home, a lot of changes within the mother, all right? So you may experience that with your mother, all right? But don't get scared. These are possibilities, and these things don't happen instantly. Know that Pluto is going to be in the 4th house for 30 years, all right? So this could happen on the 30th year, okay, of Pluto being in Aquarius. But know that you are going to find that there's gonna be a little bit of detachment from the home, all right? There's gonna be, with Pluto and Aquarius going into your 4th, there's gonna be more energy towards the public and maybe you going and putting yourself out there than you being at home, all right? I feel like these are people who are, although there's gonna be stuff that needs to be tended to at home, you're gonna be a little detached from home, all right? You're gonna be someone that is focusing on what you wanna do in your career, maybe what you wanna do for the world, maybe what you gotta do around the home. There's gonna just be a lot of energy around with Pluto in Aquarius. You could be moving. I see people moving a lot with this placement. I see people changing homes, divorcing, maybe moving from one home to another. There could be a breakdown or transformation within your home life. Maybe the home as you have always known it, there's gonna be a change in the dynamic within your home life, all right? You could either be moving, there could be renovations to the home, you could be moving into a different home, into an unknown territory that is not something that you are used to, but this is what you could be experiencing. Changes around your home and your home life, and changes around your inner world, all right, as well. And your emotional life. Your emotional life and your emotional center is going to change, all right? And you may have a good grasp on this, but I do know that you are gonna be someone that is powerful within the home space, powerful within the home sphere, all right? Yeah. All right, now with my Sagittarius risings, all right, my Sagittarius risings are going to be having this dramatic shift, this generational shift happening, going from their 2nd house into their 3rd house, okay? And so for my Sagittarius risings, for the past few years, you could have been a powerhouse when it comes to your money. Oh my God, with Pluto in Capricorn in the 2nd house, you could have become a millionaire within this time. You could have been someone that had to influence or was a leader within their career as a way of making money, all right? There could have been a lot of karma. Although that there was a lot of karma and a lot of hard work, you very well could have made it for yourself and gotten into situations where monetarily you become very successful, all right? Your money is a-okay in this period of time before. But now, as Pluto moves to Aquarius in January 2024, you are going to be someone that, with this going to your 3rd house, you are going to be a powerhouse within your mind, all right, within your speech. This could be a very good time that if you ever wanted to be a writer or were thinking about writing, my Sagittarius risings, I would say do it, all right? If you ever wanted to offer those philosophies, those unique truths that you have about the world and about life, I would offer it at this time, okay? Because this could be a very, very, very successful time for you. You could find that your speech, your knowledge, what you say will have a lot of weight and a lot of transformational power at this time. And if you use your writings, if you use your speech, if you use the philosophies that you hold true to yourself with the intent to better humanity, you will gain a lot of influence during this time, all right? You will be someone that will be listened to. You could have a lot of power within your sibling dynamic as well. You could also have a lot of power within your local community, okay? If you ever wanted to volunteer for your local community, do those things, because again, you will gain a lot of influence and a lot of notoriety during this time when it comes to what you offer in regards to your speech and your values, all right? And although in the past, listen, although in the past, I know that when you say things, it's very shocking to others, right? I know when you say things, people are like, oh my God, like, what did you just say? Like, excuse me. But this time is gonna be a time where that may be magnified, all right? So be careful of that. If people are kind of a little shocked by what you have to offer, know that that's okay, but try to I want you to try to offer what you offer on a more grand scale, okay? Because Aquarius is not an interpersonal thing. It's not like you and me sitting down having coffee. Aquarius is a more humanity-driven sign, and with your sign of Aquarius being in the third house of speech, you are more well received as a whole of humanity. You speaking to large crowds, you speaking to a community, you speaking to you know, large groups is where that jarringness that usually happens in an interpersonal situation will be actually well received, okay? Because you will be well received if you do these things at a public. That's why I said if you want to write, if you are a writer, if you are a broadcaster, if you are a podcaster, if you are a radio personality, if you are someone who wants to bring a speech to the table, do those things, because if you are bringing your speech through the medium of offering it to a vast number of people, this is your time. You could be a teacher, you know, this is a great time if you're a teacher and you are holding seminars, or you are holding class, right? You could be someone that really transforms your students or transforms the people that are in reception to the knowledge that you give, or the books that you offer, or the advice that you hold, all right? So this is a very good time for my Sagittarius risings. And for Sagittarius rising, I'm sure you have been dreaming of this moment of like, wow, I really want my words to matter. I really want what I say to really matter and matter on a grand scale. And this is that time, all right? So offer the value, the wisdom, the truth, the philosophy that you hold true to yourself, offer it to the world at large, and you will be applauded, and you will have much power within that sector of life, all right? So I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. This is an exciting time. And this transit is gonna be there for the next 30 years, all right? So it's not gonna happen immediately, okay? It's not just like January 2024 is gonna come and you're gonna wake up and whatever you say, you get people to do what you want. No, it's gonna be, these are gradual things, all right? This is for the next 30 years. This is gonna be what you are working on, what you are aiming for, and what you have the power and the potential to become and do in this life, all right? But yeah, Sagittarius risings, I'm rooting for you. It's an exciting time for you, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Okay, so for my Capricorn risings. Now, my Capricorn risings have been having this energy of Pluto and Capricorn in their first house, OMG, and now it is going to your second house. And this is going to your second house of Aquarius come January 2024. And so first off and foremost, before we get into what you could be experiencing in January 2024, let's get into what you have been experiencing for the past 30 years. You could have been, for the 30 years, come from a family or been a part of a family or a situation where life has really just put you through the ringer, all right? You could have been having so many transformative and intense moments within your life, all right? Where life has equally wanted two things of you. It's wanted you to be successful, it's wanted you to work hard, it's wanted you to learn these lessons, and it's also been just putting you through the ringer. Every time you look up, something is going wrong or something's going awry that you have to work towards or catch up on or make up for, right? And this has been a time that's been very tumultuous for you for the past 30 years. You could have been someone that your family has expected a lot of you or wanted a lot out of you, and it's probably taught you a lot, but those teachings were probably very constricting, very stifling, very hard, all right, very karmic. And with this energy moving forward, you could have finally learned all the lessons that you needed to learn with the subjects that I just mentioned, and your life is transforming, all right? You will be having a transformation within your values, within the personal values that you hold true to yourself. You could have a transformation come January 2024 with Pluto going into Aquarius, where your money matters take precedent, all right? You could be having a transformation around how you make your money. And a great way for you to make your money is to probably go into fields that help the public, all right? You could be in government jobs, you know, jobs that just require you to do something for the public. And with this, not only will this transformation happen, but you could be a powerhouse within the money that you make, all right? You could have a very unconventional way that you make your money, but know that the way you make your money is going to be very successful, and you're gonna have a lot of it. This could be a very good time that if you have been, as a Capricorn rising, lacking money, which is probably a little rare, know that this is a very good time for you to establish yourself within your money matters and gaining stability, all right? You could be someone that, with the values that you hold true, you're gonna really solidify those values, and you're gonna use those values to help you gain money and resources, okay? Now, with that being said, this energy doesn't just happen, all right? It's not just going to, you know, you're gonna wake up January 2024 and money's gonna be in your pocket. No, this energy is gonna be very gradual and very slow, and this is a generational shift, all right? You may find yourself aligning with the values of the world, all right? Because this is a big aligning factor with what's happening in the world. I really want you to go and watch that video that I made, because this directly applies to you. You could have a dramatic shift within your values. You could have been someone, like I said, where their family has wanted you to be a certain way, all right? And there's been a lot of karma behind that, because maybe your family wanted you to follow in their footsteps and in their traditions and in what they wanted you to do. And now you are finally breaking free from that and saying, actually, I think I can be successful by doing it my way. I think I can be all the things you want me to be, but just in my own way, right? So, and with Pluto going into Aquarius in the second house, you could be using that unconventional way of thinking, those unconventional values, that rebellious spirit, that humanitarian driven spirit, to make you money and find stability on your own, all right? But yeah, this is a very amazing time. Know that this is a 30-year shift. This is a 30-year generational shift. It's not gonna happen overnight. These are gradual things you're gonna be working towards. And it's a very exciting time for you with Pluto and Aquarius in the second house, all right? Money is gonna look very good. You have a very big transformation around your money and how you gain your money and what you do within your work, all right? I would really, really recommend working for the public, doing anything within the public specter. I just think of government jobs. I don't know why, but yeah, I will talk to y'all on the next video. Y'all have a great day. Now, with my Aquarius risings, now this shift, this dramatic generational shift is going to be affecting you the most. OMG, like this is your video. This is your video. And I want to ask you, before I even get into it, my Aquarius risings, do you feel especially powerful within this moment of time? Do you feel like something within your being is asking that you know, take up your mantle and go get what you've always wanted to get, that you bring your rebellious, revolutionary, genius-like spirit to the table, and whoever doesn't like it, you're like, oh well, because this is the new world, this is what we are standing for, this is what I am standing for, and I'm gonna go get it. Do you feel that way? You could be someone that, you know, for in the past few years with what was it, with Pluto being in Capricorn in your 12th house, you could have felt very stifled spiritually. You could have been very stifled creatively. You could have been felt very constricted psychologically, okay? And there could have been a lot of work for you to do in faraway lands or in hidden arenas. You could have been tucked away somewhere far, somewhere hidden, doing your own thing, and no one knows the wiser, right? And this, you could have also been feeling this spiritually. You could have also been feeling this creatively, where it's like you have this thing in you, but yet you have been pegged in this position where you have to work quietly, alone, far away, secluded from others. Whether for good or for bad, you are now feeling this shift. You're feeling a ginormous shift within who you are. This is with Pluto going into your first house, irregardless of it being an Aquarius, know that when Pluto goes into your first house, Pluto is the great transformer, okay? It transforms you, meaning you may have a different appearance. You may transform the way you look, the way you move, the way you shake, the way you bake. Everything about you is going to be different. So the people that knew you before January 2024, going forward, you better reintroduce yourself. You better start reintroducing yourself, because you're gonna have a new lease on life. There's gonna be a newfound power and a newfound influence within who you call yourself to be. And this is gonna be a very, very big time to be courageous. There's gonna be a certain sense of power and courage that you are going to have within your life. And it's gonna be within you being completely and totally authentic. If you weren't authentic before, which may be very rare for my Aquarius risings, but you never know. If you weren't authentic before, or being truly, truly authentic to the point where you shake up the room and you shake the table and you bring new ideas just from your very presence, you know, that's what an Aquarius rising is meant to do. That by their very presence, they offer a new way. They offer a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way to conduct a situation for others. These are my leaders of the world. Aquarius risings are my leaders of the world, okay? And if you have been in whatever way not acting on that magic, know that Pluto is coming in to say, hey, we can't pretend anymore. No more pretending. It's time, you know? So if you have Aquarius in your first house, or you're an Aquarius rising, this video is for you. Know that come January 2024, when Pluto hits your first house, there is going to be a complete shift within your life, all right? You may become someone of great influence within society. You may be someone that just changes your life completely and totally, and it's gonna hit you like, whoa, like it's time. You may have already felt this shift earlier in the year when Pluto dipped itself into your first house of Aquarius earlier this year, right? But know that this is a good time if you are someone that has a revolutionary spirit and you want to protest, or you want to go into politics, or you are someone that wants to offer yourself as a conduit of change within society. This is your time. This will be your time where you feel that humanitarian genius, intellectual spirit that you innately have. You are going to align yourself with things like that, all right? And if not, it's just going to be downright you saying, you know what, I'm not following anyone else's status quo ever again. I'm being completely and totally me, and whoever doesn't like it will just have to go away, and whoever does will fall in line. Like, you're gonna have that type of mentality, and it's a very powerful, very, very powerful placement with Pluto going to the first house. I'm wishing you all the best and all luck, because you are someone that is gonna be one of the great leaders for tomorrow with Pluto and Aquarius, and it's a very, very awesome responsibility and an awesome gift from the universe. So I'm rooting for you, all right? Now, moving forward to my Pisces risings. Now, my Pisces risings had this shift go from their 11th house and will be sensing this shift going into their 12th house, all right? So you had an 11th house Aquarius, you had an 11th house Capricorn, meaning that as my Pisces risings, you could have been, there could have been a lot of energy within you working for the public, or working for a larger organization, or finding yourself with the friend groups that you know to you, all right? It's been probably very hard for you to find friends. There's a lot of karma around friends, or there's a lot of karma around aligning yourselves to the friends that you deem that are true for you. There's a lot of just karma for that. These are my people who, you know, Pisces risings are known to have very small circles because their Capricorn is in the 11th, meaning that they are probably more tied to an industry than they are to friends, because for them, friends are very karmic. Friends are a karmic thing for them. And so you may have found that it was time for you to really just say, all right, you've got the success down, you've done what you needed to do, probably career-wise and for the world-wise, because you have a mission to an industry or to the public at large. But you are going to be someone now with Pluto going into Aquarius in your 12th house, where there's a lot of travel, okay? There could be a lot of faraway travel. You could be prone to isolation. You could have felt this energy earlier this year. Earlier this year, Pluto went into Aquarius, and so it could have triggered that feeling or that need to travel, to drop everything and go, okay? You could be really trying to dive into your spirituality at this time. You could be really trying to cultivate and hone in, come January 2024, what your communion with spirit means to you. You could be healing yourself, isolating yourself with that intent to become a guru, to become a shaman, to focus on your spiritual and creative world in your creative life. Now, this may seem lonely, this may seem like, whoa, well, what about my friends? Right now, that won't take precedent. You will always have friends, you will always have people around you, but what will take precedent, and where a lot of information and where a lot of transformation is going to, is in you cultivating your spiritual side. As a Pisces rising, you are always going to be put in positions, places, and situations where you are forced to surrender and have a relationship with the universe, all right? And whatever is not working will be cocky pock. You know, it'll be a kick in the bucket between you and the universe. You and the universe will always come first. You and the universe go hand in hand, and you are always gonna choose. You need to learn to choose the universe, all right? And this time with Pluto going into Aquarius of your 12th house, know that this is gonna be that time. This is gonna be that time where you own your uniqueness, you own your individuality. You are not going to really wanna be a part of a group, but more so you're gonna wanna really just hone your spirituality, all right? Hone your creative gifts. And if that means you have to drop everything, pick up and go, travel to unknown territories and unknown lands, or just really just seclude yourself at home so that you heal and own your individual spirit, then so be it, all right? That's just the cost that you will have to pay in order to, through those things, become one with the universe and become one with yourself truly. Because for you, with 12th house being in Aquarius, you are someone that doesn't recognize your own uniqueness. You know, you are someone that probably has a very hard time being unique or showing off your unique spirit. And this is gonna be a time where you go away and really figure out what that means to you. You know, the most unique people don't fear being alone. The most unique people are unique because they don't fear being alone. And so this is gonna be you really cultivating those subjects and those things and what these things mean to you. And so I'm wishing you all the best. I'm wishing you a very healing and spiritual creative time within the next 30 years, okay? And remember, this dramatic shift that's happening, it's not gonna happen overnight. Come January 2024, you're not gonna wake up and become some spiritual shaman overseas in India. No, it just means that over the course of 30 years, that may be what happens for you, all right? You may become the world's biggest singer in 30 years time, all right? You could be working towards that. So don't put the clock down right now and be like, okay, January 2024, I gotta drop everything. It's gonna be something you're working towards, and you could have felt this energy earlier this year. You could have felt this shift or this pull or this inspiration to do those things, all right? But I'm wishing you all the best, my spiritual Pisces risings, and I will see y'all in the next video, okay? Y'all have a great day. Bye.